All right, welcome to True Tempo. Today is a kind of different, kind of special. Um, you could say that any day is special, but what I mean is that I'm not playing a league today. I'm playing three sets, like three matches, a set of three matches. Sorry, against Mahfuz van Gogh, which is the Dredge master. I'm sure you've heard of him. He is known to pilot Dredge for years now, I think, and has plenty of good results doing just that. He has a YouTube video, so you'll be able to see his point of view on these games on his in his video. And the deal is that I bring three different tempo decks. He knows the overall archetypes. Izzet Delver, Grixis Grixis Tamiyo, something like that, and Dimir Tempo. So these three decks will maybe he'll be able to spot pretty quickly what he's up against, and that might inform his play. But he doesn't know the exact lists. So basically, we just know I'm on Tempo, he's on Dredge, and I know that he's playing three different Dredge decks, so he can show some different tech and different perspectives on the deck. And yeah, this is the first deck I'm going to play, similar to my last video, but with a few changes. It is the deck from the last video, but with a few changes. So it's a Delver. I have two main deck unlicensed Hearse, which of course can make or break this matchup. It's repeated graveyard hate, so I think it's should be game over if I have that turn 2 with any kind of backup. Unless he's like going off turn 1 with a LED. I'm playing one Heat, one Chain Lightning in like flex slots, alongside one Force of Negation. In the sideboard, I have some more Unholy Heats for my constant headache called Baragoyf, but that's not going to be relevant today. It's going to be the Fairy Macabres I'm going to bring in, maybe some Pyroblasts, Force of Negation. In theory, Consign to counter LED, but I can't take out that many cards. So it's going to be mostly removal, and then I'll be able to like use Pyroblast on the Delver in a pinch to get rid of Bridge from below. I don't mind having some bolts, but that's not really what's going to save me. Maybe it can finish a game, but in all these three matches, I need to like counter his first and or second enablers like careful study or breakthrough or LED, get a threat going and ride that to victory. I think he's courageous playing Dredge in this metagame. As you'll see, all of my three lists have main deck graveyard hate, which is just what the meta demands, I think, with Reanimator being so played and so good. But let's see. I'm sure he has a plan for that. So maybe he'll take me down. See you for the first match. All right, we are live for the first game. I'm playing Izzet Delver, and Mahfuz van Gogh is playing Dredge. I don't know which kind. They won the die roll. All right, so of course it makes a difference that I know the matchup, but this is, I think, their destiny, anyways, always, because they're known for playing this deck. That doesn't mean that I'm necessarily like mulliganing to find an unlicensed hearse, because that's a bit too drastic when it's a 2-off. It does mean that I'll be looking for it with my cantrips. So this, I have like 3 bolts. They kind of do nothing in the matchup. Wasteland, Delver, and Volcanic is sweet usually. I think I'm gonna keep but it's really because it's like maybe if he's mulliganing, he might have a slow. He might have a slow hand, in which case these bolts may prove their worth going to the dome, and Ponder can maybe dig for interaction on the stack, or that hurts. It's close, like it's quite close. Dredge has always been a scary matchup when you play tempo because once they get going, you basically lose. Okay, you have to stop them from getting going. So this is a card which is good against counterspells because they can like play it twice, but the effect is not very strong every time. Like surveilling 3. But yeah, it's good against counterspells. They find a Stinkweed Imp, and they play Daze. Okay, so they will be naturally dredging, and I feel, I feel like I should develop the Delver, but there is an argument for like when they play this land, I think that means that they don't have any other lands. If they natural dredge and they can't, yeah, and they can't play another enabler, then that might stop them in their tracks. So I'm gonna wasteland them. These games once, especially game ones, I think you have to really try to find that weakness in their hand and push on that spot, because there's a good chance that or it's like the best chance of sneaking in. Okay, Daze is pretty awesome. So I should finish my sentence. Sneaking in, like getting an advantage while they try to assemble their synergies once again. Now they have nothing in the graveyard. They don't have a land, so they're gonna naturally draw. And basically, it's time to play Delver and get beats going. Daze is awesome, and then hopefully I can. They might have a force, by the way. They do have a force. So I'm gonna Daze because having a threat is the difference between giving them time or not giving them time. This might be like a fortune clock with my bolts. Let's see. If they draw land, I think I'm in trouble. Bauble, that's not a flip. I wanna ponder, find like a Daze, maybe that hurts. Okay, bolt. So if I flip next turn, right, attack now to go to 17, I flip, they go to 14. I have 9 points of damage, so it's like a 3-turn clock attacking. I can play Murktide next turn, so it's like a 2-turn clock. I think that's fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna hold on the Bauble, like, well, actually I can draw. I just put Bolt underneath. I have a Murktide on top. They have a breakthrough, it's not gonna help them. This means that I'm gonna flip, play Murktide, and the turn after attack for 8 plus have 9 direct damage. That is these. Let's see if they have a force. If you hear some sounds, that is once again my son sleeping in a sling just below the camera, making some baby noises. Let's see. They need a really big turn now. They don't know that it's the last turn, but I think they can imagine that. Okay, it's over. So we got kind of lucky that well, that the Wasteland was enough. I think it was it showed that it was the right decision, so that's always nice. So they have a lot of blue spells. They have study. Maybe this is too much, but I'm just gonna put them in. Force of Negation. Yeah. Like I don't like bolts. That's not where I want to be. Wasteland is kind of usually it's just slow in the sense that you want to be wasting ideally the Colosseum, but usually they play it and activate. It does allow me to play a 2-drop, like hers, a bit more often. Oh yeah, I have a Chain Lightning hanging out, so without any direct damage. I think that's fine. Brazen is kind of suspect. What does it do? It's just a blue card. Maybe a Wasteland is better than a Brazen, and maybe a 1-bolt is better. Bolt, yeah. No, I think I just want blue cards for force. In that case. Alright. So I don't know if they play LED. Guess not, but I don't know exactly the configuration when you play the Surveil card. If you also play LED. So this is a bit like the other one, but I have 4 lands. Brazen is bad. I think this is just too bad on the draw. Unfortunately, it's not like Delver by itself is going to win this matchup. Wow. And how about 4 weenie creatures? I mean, is it better going to 5? What am I hoping to find? Hers is pretty slow, regardless. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 5. Like just 1 Fairy Macabre. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. And get rid of Pyroblast and Daze, I think. And hope that I can stop them in their tracks. Simply by countering their spells. This is definitely not ideal. But I feel like that's That's kind of the way to go with against a strong kind of combo deck like that. You can't keep very mediocre hands and expect to win. But I might be wrong, of course. Maybe they have a reactive hand and just playing like Delver Brainstorm is good enough. What I had in my first hand, hoping that like turn 2 Brainstorm will make up for the bad start or the bad cuts in hand. Brainstorm, sure. Okay. I really need to find a land, of course. But I still, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's too aggressive mulliganing that first one. Careful study. So I'm gonna Force of Negate that one. Do they have a Force? No. And they play Daze, so having mana up is meaningful. This doesn't do anything unless they have Threshold, so don't think I'm wasting. Okay, sweet. Now, I could play Delver. I could also hope that Brainstorm can find Hearse. But no, I'm gonna play Delver. And yeah, see if I can ride this to victory. Well, gonna have to give up my last cards. They must have Force since they're thinking about this. Daze. Okay. They just want to use the Daze to get let's make another land drop. Okay, so now they're gonna have Threshold if they want to. Definitely, I will definitely be wasting them here, but they know that, so they can kind of plan for it. Maybe keep a land on top. They can draw to play it again. Yeah, I need a hearse on top, I think, in them, and for them to not have a second Daze. So no dredgers in the yard of note. No. Okay. So I guess I'm just like still. Oh yeah, they have threshold. So just activating this is pretty strong. All right. Let the mini beats begin. I don't assume this is good enough, but it's fun. Let's see. Okay. Here goes. Here it all goes. They'll discard dredgers and go off, I assume. If I played Stifle, that would be a good target, but I don't, of course. So, Fairy Makeup? Nope. Just more puny beats. The Daze, okay. It's fine by me. I get closer to Delirium. Like if I have a cantrip, so that doesn't do much. So they have 2, 3, plenty of dredgers in the yard. A bridge, like 2 bridges, yeah. I played too many creatures. But, I mean, if they only slow dredge, this might actually be good enough. Let's see, Nagomiba, that's very good. Is it good enough? That is very good. Now it's game over. Let's see how it will end. So this is a build without LED. I guess this is what you would call slow dredge. Slow dredging. And of course, in a tournament, I would concede to save my time, but I think he has the right to go off as he wishes in this setting. We can see, and of course, I learned a bit more for the last game, but I don't think there's really any surprises here. Okay. Nope. Okay, so now I'm gonna concede. If I had attacked for 7 in the air, sorry, 9, maybe I would have the hope, but I still think that wouldn't have been good enough. I'm sure he'll go through more or less his deck the next turn. Well, maybe that's actually not possible, but I guess he needs to like dread return Satoru or something, some card that makes him draw the rest. I'm not familiar with the details, but I certainly needed more time to. He has me in 2 attack steps with just onboard creatures. So no changes. Let's go. Okay. So like it's slow dredging, kind of slow. I still think they can be pretty fast, but knowing that, maybe I should, especially on the play, keep more just normal Delver hands. Feel like I can draw that lesson from the game to some extent. Like dazing and forcing might be good enough a big part of the time. Pyroblasting. Yeah. It's yeah, it's a pretty strong setup, but Very Macabre is it's just a bump in the road for him. So I think if he plays against Very Macabres all day, he's gonna be happy. But hers, on the other hand, should be close to game over. Let's see if the sideboard cards have a say in the next in the next and last game of this first match. He's taking his time. Maybe he's explaining things. Maybe he's changing up. I don't think Dredge has the luxury for a transformational sideboard. Okay, fine. So I'm pyreblasting anything blue, basically. Like, really anything. And maybe I shouldn't. I played this so I could surveil if they do nothing, but I guess that's really not likely. And in that case, I'd much rather have this the fetch in my hand. So now I'm gonna surveil, and they get a window, but they're gonna get a window regardless to play their surveil card. I don't want that. It's a bit too slow. Alright, I'm happy pondering. Should I play my land? No, I don't think so. Okay. Feel like this is gonna be Murktide. I think I'd rather just shuffle and hope to find a hate. Now I'm holding up Pyroblast, but I might fire off an end of turn Brainstorm. Okay, they have Surveil. Yeah. They like the card. Surveillance in their decks. That's sweet. That must be awesome. Okay, let's counter that one. Whoops. They'll maybe Daze me here. And I'm fighting. Okay, getting a clock is nice. Gonna play Chandler and Ponder. Looking for a macabre. And hers. They Brainstorm, fine. Okay, nice for Delirium. That's too much counter spells. Daze might be okay. But, Daze might be... Well, yeah, maybe I'm just gonna keep Daze. No. I think it's too potentially weak. Okay, I'm happy wasting here. Just to limit their resources. So if I get a Murktide through next turn, then they really need to hurry up. So I think I'm prepared to fight Colosseum, yeah. Breakthrough, that's a good one. So if I find a blue card here, that's pretty sweet. Wasteland is also good. That is also good. I think I'm gonna keep it. Plays around Daze. Now the big question is, will I hold up Force or play Murktide? They don't have Threshold yet. without taking away Delirium, I can get 1, 2. I can make a 6/6 Murktide, attack them to 15. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Murktide. Let's see if they can hurry up. The deck is usually not super strong in the air. Once you get an aggressive flying. Wow, okay. That is awesome. So let's see if they have a good draw here and back it up with their own force. Maybe they play an Amoeba to block. Do they have like a bounce spell? Or yeah, I guess some kind of bounce or removal spell. Okay, sweet. We got the first match. See you for the, well, deck tech and the second match. So, second match, and I'm bringing Dimir Tempo with 3 Nihil spell bombs, which is what I haven't worked on this deck for a while, but my friend Eko Baronin, he has, and he recommends 3 spell bombs. So I'm just following his lead. This is not just to get the Mafus down and get an edge in the mirror or in the matchup. Sorry, this is basically just good deck building these days. 2 or 3, but the expert says 3, so I'm on board. I have the 4th piece of hate in Fairy Macabre, and other than that, some Force of Negations, maybe Consign. I don't have much else. Maybe Bowmasters, if I see like Brainstorms, Careful Studies, but it's really not very good. It can be used to also get rid of Bridge from Below, which is something. Pinging himself, the orc. So yeah, without further ado, second match. All right, match 2 against Mafus Van Gogh, and this time, as you saw in the second deck tech, it's Dimir Tempo with a bunch of Nihil spell bombs. Let's see if we find those. First round we didn't see any hate. We win the dry roll. What do you know? Keep. Maybe he'll force it and just steamroll me, or maybe he'll steamroll me. Sorry. Regardless, but it's definitely it demands some hard work to beat the spellbomb game 1 on the draw, and like the rest of the hand is it fortunately has Brainstorm, which makes it an easy keep. If this was a land, maybe I should mulligan actually. But hey, I don't have that difficult choice in front of me. Of course, like the Spellbomb is not gonna win by its own. It's just gonna buy me some time. Let's see if he has a force. No. So now I'm not gonna prioritize having mana up for the card drawing. Okay, he's gonna slow Dredge. That's nice. In the sense that he's gonna discard to hand size. I am gonna Brainstorm. Now I just want to get this Murktide in as fast as possible. Okay. So let's count cards to get to Murktide. Brainstorm, fetch, 1, 2. I think at least one more fetch, realistically. If I get rid of 2 fetches, well, I'm gonna Surveil, so I guess that's just the play. Say go. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna put some stops here and there. Let him dredge. One dredge is not necessarily scary. Let's see what he finds. Narco Amoeba with a therapy. So that means he can fire off the therapy, but then I'll just Daze and there's no yeah, Blindside Diamond here. Okay, I think I'm gonna let him have that. As long as I have the Spellbomb, he can't go off. So it kind of holds him in a tight spot. Okay, he has the land. So now you can't discard the hand size. So like theoretically end of turn I could blow the bomb. Unmask. Okay. I mean that happens. Right. Unless I want to protect. So he's gonna take Murktide of Force. Thing is, if Force is a problem, he's gonna take that. And this gives him info with Cable Therapy, which I don't like. I think Brazen is the worst card. No, maybe it's Kaito. Giving him info on the therapy is not sweet. He's not gonna say Murktide, I think. So now he's at 5 cards. Just gonna Surveil here. He's basically just gonna have a Dredge that may or may not be good. Another Goyf. Don't really want that. I want a big Murktide. Okay. So now I can play my Murktide. I think that's the plan. Playing around Daze. Plus it allows me to draw a card with my Spellbomb. If that comes up. They don't do anything. Okay. They play an Amoeba. To to buy time. Feel like I should Daze that, because Daze is not gonna be good. And I do need to attack my opponent. I might be bouncing as well. Bouncing the Nakamiya. Let's see what I draw. Fatal Push. I think... I think bouncing is nice, because then he doesn't have Threshold. And I can always push it later. Now, do I play around Daze on the push? They unmask me? Okay. And they play that. Okay. Wow. That is probably game over. So, what's the timing? If I do it now... Well, they don't have Threshold. There's no... I think I can just wait. But they could have like a window where they Dredge Stinkweed Imp, and in response to me cracking the Spellbomb, they can Colosseum. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's tough for them. Game 1. For sure. But that is the life we live in this Reanimator metagame. At least for him, the good news is it doesn't get much better for me after board. They play fast. They play Lion's Eye. So let's see what bad cards I have. Fatal Push is bad. And Bowmasters is bad. I think Consign as a blue card is better. That can counter LED. It's really not impressive, but neither is Bowmaster, I think. Yeah, okay. And Thoughtseize is a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to run to get their enabler. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for whether Bowmasters is actually a good card against how they play and what they have. But usually it doesn't do anything. You don't want them to resolve their enablers anyway. Okay, Force stays a threat. I can't complain. What is my first play? Tamiyo, to be able to brainstorm it. LED, I force. Guess I'm pitching the Tamiyo then. I want my Daze. Whoops, another one. Such is life. Such is life. Yeah, they baited with the first one. Well, actually, it's interesting that they unmask after playing the second, because that means that it doesn't matter as well, the second one, I guess. Or they want me to force it. One card left? That's not a lot. Huh. One card left. And of course, I assume that's a dredger that they'll discard end of turn here by cracking LED. Or they keep a hand without dredger? Wow. Okay, I'm surprised. Wasteland is good. That is definitely good. Now that just limits their plays a lot. But still, they have access to discarding their hand and one shot of mana, so I mean, I think they're still favored as long as I don't have any graveyard hate. Because my clock is pretty atrocious. I'm gonna surveil right away. Wow, they play nice, playing around Force of Negation. Sure. There's a Stinkweed Imp. And Poxwalkers. So they can't flash back. So basically, they just have this. They have a Stinkweed Imp and the Poxwalkers. What does it do exactly? Death Touch. And it comes back easily. Okay. Well, let's surveil. See if I can beat slow dredge, like just basically natural dredging. And this Poxwalker should be possible, but depends on what they find. Find another dredger and an Archimeda. Okay. No bridges. Like once they don't find a dredger, if that happens, then they have to draw cards. Okay. Am I attacking? Who's the beatdown? 4 against 2. I guess I'm blocking. It's pretty nerve-wracking. Playing against, there's a Thug against Dredge. There's a Cable Therapy, there's a Bridge. Okay, maybe they target themselves. Just a Thug, that's not a lot of dredging. And now it means that if they attack, they lose the bridge. They do get a 2-2 still. I think they're gonna therapy themselves to get those Stinkweed Imps back in the bin. And I'm gonna Daze. Maybe Daze Sewers so I can get some selection going. however small that is. So yeah, it's basically, I think they're gonna attack first. They're gonna have a 2/2. They're gonna trade Nakamiba in for the therapy, have another 2/2. No, that'll be gone if they attack. So they'll have a 2/2 against me on nothing. And I will counter their therapy, and then it's like their thug, dredging, and their 2/2 against my top. Oh yeah, but Poxwalkers comes back when they therapy. That's the deal. Poxwalkers comes back. So that means that, yeah, it's a bit more the damage, and Nethergryph is good against the 2/2s. So I guess I'm gonna take this. So I can have a blocker for the token. I mean, that might be wrong. Careful therapy on me. Yeah, I'm really unsure of how I played that. Nice. Okay. So now I can end their dredging, get rid of the bridge, and basically stabilize. And another Nethergryph. Okay. Hmm. Think I want something better. But no, I guess it's okay. Gonna do it now. And I'm holding back. Yeah. This is a tight one. I need like some kind of evasion to so now they draw cards. Okay. I'm blocking. Yeah, trading. Kinda trading. Let's see. Nethergryph. Not yet. So now they attack for 1 each turn. And they draw cards. They can. Yeah, I need a bit more help. Let's put it like that. Kaito is sweet. Let's see if they block. Now, I think I just tap down the zombie token. And take it from there. I can next turn maybe just tick up, play the Nethergoyf to keep attacking. Yeah, now I like my spot somewhat. This Poxwalkers is it's not like he needs like a couple of pieces to come together before it will be like he needs to play something from the yard. So he has if he has like a Lion's Eye Diamond that I can't counter, or like more than one thing, I counter the first thing and then the second thing resolves, stuff like that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna +1 and attack. And yep. This is looking pretty good. Just +1, I think. Sorry, I thought that was a bug or something. Just me misclicking. He's at 1. Now he can get rid of Kaito, but he is at 1. So he needs to block the Nethergoyf as well. That I will counter with Replicate, maybe. So now he's gonna attack Kaito and jump with, okay, double jump. How do I attack? Just attack and maybe surveil after combat. Now, is Thoughtseize a risk? It could be a risk. I think I should not play it. If their hand is all dredgers, it might actually be bad. Okay, we got there. That was a nice grindy game. Sweet. So far, all things good. Let's see if we can keep up the winning in the last and third match. All right, third match coming up, and I'm gonna play the deck that I recommended last week for Eternal Weekend. This is Izzet /Black for Molten Collapse, And Nihil Spellbomb. So I have Hers and Spellbomb in the main deck to battle against the graveyard, and I have 2 Fairy Macaques in the sideboard. So similar to the other 2 decks in many ways. This deck is slower at attacking life totals because I have Tamiyo and not Delver nor yeah, I guess it's similar to the Dimir deck, but it's less aggressive than the Izzet deck. And other than that, it's quite similar. I think Tamiyo is. I think I prefer flying over with Delver, but who knows? Maybe I can ultimate Tamiyo and win like that. But yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, third and final match against Mafus van Gogh. Mafus van Gogh. I hope I pronounced that somewhat reasonably. So yeah, this is the deck I recommended for Eternal Weekend. Izzet with a small splash? And here we have a nice little spell bomb, but just a wasteland for lands. They start. I'm gonna keep. I hope to draw lands. Like the spell bomb buys me time if it resolves. So yeah, that is solid, if not impressive. Just peeking to a member of the family. I have my son sleeping still, soundly in his sling, holding his head with my left hand for a long time. It's pretty painful. Magic can be physical. All right, let's see. Wow, okay, they lead off with a nice enabler. I can't do anything about it. They just have a thug, though. That's not too too impressive. But with the Colosseum, that can quickly get out of hand. Awesome. Okay. Well, let's get going. That was indeed fortunate. And we're in play. Better get my stops back. So nothing scary. They're close to a Colosseum. Sorry. Sorry about that. And that's fine. They can gaze away. So I'm gonna Wasteland the Colosseum and play Chandler, I think. I think that's the plan. See if they can get a Dredger in the bin. I'm gonna play around Daze. Meaning I'm gonna waste after. So, okay, they have a Troll and a Therapy and a Bridge. That's pretty spicy. Wouldn't mind a Force of Will, but you can't have it all. Okay. Okay, they don't do anything. Like, they could have instant speed stuff, so I should definitely be careful about my timing on the spell bomb. They play a Thug. Okay. That's fine. Yep, on me. They have... So, As it stands, they'll get a token. They'll get a token. The token doesn't really matter. This trigger will put. This trigger is targeting Nakameba, so it'll come back next turn. I feel like I should Spellbomb now, so I'm gonna do that. Don't really like the cards in my hand are not that important. Brainstorm, okay, it's a good one. Okay, so I can play a Murktide. Is that the play? I think it is. Thing is, it's. I can also attack for 3 and like find a force. I think that's actually better. Gonna play the land. Don't want that. I want a force. Nothing else. Well, maybe a channeler is actually pretty sweet. Yeah. Let's just go on the beatdown. And they know my hand, so no reason to bluff that I have a counterspell. But rebuilding, I imagine, is gonna be a bit slow from this point. I can play. Well, I can't play a Murktide without making my channel small. I can bounce if they get something in play. Like an Amoeba in draw step or something might be good. If I find a land, this is a 2-turn clock in the air. Okay, they have a troll. Okay, this could get out of hand. This could definitely get out of hand. Okay, they were not fortunate with that one. See if they have more off of their swamp. But next turn, they're gonna be able to Colosseum. So I feel pretty weak. Pretty vulnerable. But yeah, if I can do something to up my clock, like Brainstorm into a land, then I could play a Murktide without losing Delirium. Just ponder into a land. Bauble will do it. So yeah, a lot of draws. Not that one though. So let's see. Thing is, I should consider if I play a Murktide, getting rid of Brainstorm. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of a risk. Thing is, I have Brazen and Daze to put cards in the yard. Like I can even just, well, there might not be a target for Brazen, but otherwise I could, well, I guess if they don't have a target for Brazen, I'm kind of winning. So I feel like I can exile Brainstorm, Tamiyo, and the lands. And that would leave Spellbomb, Ponder, and I would get Brazen, Daze. Yeah. Okay, Brainstorm, Tamiyo, and the lands. Okay. So they definitely need to interact with me here. Pretty substantially, or like threaten a win. This was upkeep. Okay, and then what? Will my Daze do something? No. And I don't have a target for Brazen, which is really funny. So I can just attack. Well, it's the same. It's the same 6 damage as if I didn't play Murktide. Okay, I'm gonna Daze that. And how am I gonna do it? Play around their Daze? Now I have Delirium. I am happy to find a Bolt. Bolt of Force. Okay. I think they know my hand now, once again. So Okay, they didn't find anything. Awesome. Spellbound did work, but we needed a bit more, I think. Okay, so in the sideboard we have the trusty Fairy Macabres. Pithing Needle is actually sweet on Cephalid Coliseum. Pyroblast is good. Force of Negation is good. Bolts are coming out. They play basics, a lot of basics, I think. Wasteland is an easy cut, the first one. Collapse is bad. And then it's back to like something like that, maybe. Maybe I feel like maybe the versatility of Brazen is better than a Tamiyo. I feel like Tamiyo is pretty weak, so I'm gonna do that. Cutter, like is Cutter number 2 better? Cutter is pretty bad, but still need to attack, so I'm gonna keep in 1 for the time being. My son is learning how to play against Dredge, speaking English in his sleep. It's gonna be very helpful for him when he starts school at some point. Sorry. All right, so awesome Spellbomb and drawing a land afterwards to get that ball rolling. But yeah, attacking in the air is pretty important against Dredge. Because even when they go off, it's unless they kill you right away, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna keep this, even though it is a bit weak. But I feel like I have the time against their build to cantrip into Graveyard Hate. Okay, yeah. Maybe I pulled the trigger too quickly on my Nihil Spellbomb that game. I just felt like they were putting up like presenting a board state and like a continued game where they were grinding value, getting a 2/2, getting back the Nakameba, etc. That is that I would have to intervene against. So that's just a Thug and a Poxwalkers. So let's ponder and find something. That's not really something. That is not really something. That's better than nothing. Let's see what the natural dredge says. Found a two grave trolls. Okay. That's scary for sure. Coliseum. Therapy, that's gonna give them, I don't know what they're gonna say. I'm just gonna say okay. They don't have the blue mana to activate this turn. I think they're gonna say Force of Will. Okay, very macabre. Fair enough. So I'd like to find, like, of course, a Spellbomb. if I waste them, maybe they slow down, but still it's a lot of dredging, kind of guaranteed dredging. Okay, let's brainstorm. Not impressive at all. Am I wasting? Yeah, I'm wasting. So am I hiding something? Not really. That should be like Pyroblast, I guess. Because it doesn't do anything and it's unique. So if they have another Colosseum, I'm pretty toast, I think. That's pretty good. Anything on the stack I'm ready to deal with. They have Therapy, of course, which gets back Poxwalkers. Maybe that was a reason enough to Force of Negate the last turn to get it, like to remove it from the game. Might have been better. Because they're just gonna get it now. Like yeah, I don't know. Definitely need to fetch next turn to find some relevant cards. Even though it's tempting to waste, but I need to find Graveyard Hate, I think, to get back into this game. Or like to find some kind of leverage. Brainstorm, that's pretty scary. I'm gonna Force of Negate. Pitching the Brazen. I guess they are baiting in a sense. Since they know I'm gonna do something. Now, how good is wasting compared to getting a fresh draw? I think wasting is bad. Tamiyo is also kind of valuable now as a pitch, but on the other hand, I have the Pyroblasts. I actually think I'm gonna play the Tamiyo and hope they have a slow Dredge, basically. They have a Bridge, a Therapy. A Thug. But they still have this troll. Yeah, it's tough. And they have plenty of cards in hand, so even if I get rid of the graveyard, it's not like the game is over, since I have no threat, no real threat in play. Yep, that's wrong. Gonna name Force of Will. I could get rid of the bridge by Power Blessing the Tamiyo, but I think that's not really where we are. Don't think, yeah, I'm not winning without Graveyard Hate. Okay. Don't think I have the. I mean, Brainstorm flips Tamiyo. How good is that? It's kind of okay, but it gets attacked for 3 still. So it's not like it's doing anything else. Gonna shuffle. Okay. So I guess Wasteland, play a threat, and cross the fingers. Therapy, Bridge, Troll is what's active. So they can do the Poxworker thing once again to get a token. Do I get rid of the bridge? I don't think so. Okay, on themselves. And 1 sec. All right. Just had to do something outside of the game. They have another bridge. Yeah. Now they're going too wide. And yeah, this is over. I can't beat that board for sure. All right. Nothing changes, right? I don't think so. Tamiyo is definitely too slow. There's some music in the background. You can't hear it, but that's what's making my head bob. So yeah, I needed to find like the way I've been winning is either by having an aggressive hand like flying over or having Graveyard Hate. If there is neither one, then we're gonna lose for sure. That's just basically a guarantee. So I kept the hand with cantrips that could have found the hate, and it didn't, and then well, we lose. That is natural. Okay, let's last game of this set. Huh. That's fine. That's fine. That is maybe very good, but depends on the Brainstorm. Getting the Channeler in early and having counterspells, I think, is definitely sweet. Needle for Colosseum. Okay, I'll Daze. Okay, sweet. So now, do I play the Needle? I think I do. Just to, I could also protect the Macabre. Yeah, I guess the the Needle can wait, and I'd like to set up a Cutter. Yes, well, I'm not gonna Brainstorm now. But I want to protect the Macabre if he has more discard. And set up a Cutter, potentially. Of course, it's a risk if I don't find a land. Maybe Cutter is what I put in the bin to surveil away with the Needle. That's also a possibility. So do I play the Brainstorm here? I think I do. Hope to get some Delirium going. Ponder is gonna go to the bin. Okay, so I can get aggressive here. And I don't have any blue cards, so I guess I'm just getting rid of the negation. And going aggressive with the Cutter. That is sweet. Let's see if it resolves. And I guess I can... Yeah, I'm gonna get the Volcanic. I have so little black. Guess I'm gonna keep that just for the... it's good with Cutter. Okay, sweet. So let's see what they draw. A Dredger. See if I can get this Needle in before it's too late. My card should buy me a turn. Unless they have like Thoughtseize and then Gas. They keep their top card. Here's the Colosseum. I'm scared. And the Thoughtseize. I'm very scared. I guess it'll be tough for them to do the Colosseum thing this turn. Should be next turn, really. And I should be attacking for... I can have 6. Around 9 next turn. case, okay. As long as they don't have Lion's Eye Diamonds, I feel like I have time. Nakamiva is good. I might be Pyroblasting that one, unless they discard my Needle here. I think discarding the Needle is good. Yep. Oh, they take Brainstorm. Interesting. Okay. And the Needle is the important one here, I think. I could be wrong. If I find a Spell Bomb, I have only one. I'm gonna go for the Needle first. That I don't want. If I didn't draw the Ponder, I would consider Pyroblasting nothing, just to get going. So ideally find Macabre here. Daze. I can play a land. Guess. Guess Wasteland might be good. Yeah, just limit them a bit. All right, so there are two. Don't know what they need here, but they need to go broken off of, yeah, really broken. And this deals 1 damage. That's also why I left it. That might make a difference. Okay, they're doing broken things. This doesn't look too scary. Like maybe they can build a pillow fort on the ground, but they need to deal with the Chandler as well. This has trample. I can Daze my Pyroblast to get another token. If they don't take it. Okay, now I think it's tough for them. Yeah. I mean, they have plenty of friends on the ground, but Poxwalkers, they don't block right now. When they enter. Oh yeah, we got there. GG's. The sweep, awesome. thanks a lot to Mathis for the idea. It was his idea. That was a pleasure. Not just because I won, but also because Dredge is interesting to play against. And I hope you enjoyed the games. See you next time on True Tempo.